now I can write that book.
Right.
That's pretty on the nose. And he did, he finished that book. So the last phase of his life was from that whatever that was, I think 1996 or so, until just last month. Inspiring people in a whole different way. You know, he'd inspired them to, oh, you can investigate, there's these substances, you get this, you know, very quickly you can get this glimpse of thing people have been talking about for thousands of years. And then he really was a leader in, maybe those substances are a dead end. There's this wisdom that's coming from the East, these meditation, yoga, devotion, you know, really just a key person in bringing that. And then finally this third phase, where, you know, when people would try to call him a guru, he would never accept that, and he would quote, there's this saying in India, Ram Dass said, I'm not a guru, I'm a teacher. He said, I'm a very good teacher. He said, but I'm a teacher. And the saying in India is, a teacher points the way. The guru is the way. Right? You know, the guru just is the embodiment of that. Maharaji never taught. I mean, I tonight have said more stuff, like more, oh, this and this and that, than probably he did in his whole teaching, in his whole guru career. He just was it. He would interact with people. They would come and they would chat, and they would find, as Krishna Das, who also was a student of his, would say, it was just like we were the flowers and he was the sun.
Is he the Maharaji who brought TM to the United States?
No, that's Maharishi.
That's Maharishi.
Who actually was my teacher.
Yeah,
And
he
his
was
picture is behind us.
Yeah, this is,
Maharishi
yeah,
Mahesh.
yes, this is Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who was my teacher for 25 years. But you know, something happened. I was actually in about 1991, I was trying to write a book where I was interviewing all these people, prominent people in different fields, about their teachers and mentors. And I interviewed Mr. Rogers, and I interviewed, I interviewed Roy Rogers, and I interviewed Dizzy Gillespie, and I mean all these, and Pete Seeger, and Cesar Chavez, and all these cool people. And I was going to get a chance to interview Ram Dass about Maharaji. And at that time I didn't know much about him, so I went to this bookstore and I found this book. And I started reading these stories. And after a couple of minutes, I was just standing in the aisle of the bookstore, just like, because it was like I was receiving Maharaji's darshan. I was just completely, like, through the medium of the stories. In a way, it didn't matter what they were. They were like like I really like butter. To me, toast is an excuse to eat butter. You know, so like these were the toast, and the butter, the darshan was the butter, and I was just getting it. And I had a couple of years there where, you know, meditation, what the heck is that? Just, oh, close your eyes, think Maharaji, there he is. There that presence is. And for some people, that's their practice. And that's what it means, that the guru is the way. For people who that's going to work for some people. Some people, and for me, that was just. And actually, I went, man, this is the magic book. So I bought half a dozen copies, or a dozen copies, to send them to all my close friends, so they would stand there and have the experience. And it didn't happen to any of them. You know, so.
Sometimes you have to make it a secret, like you want to. Then if it happens to you, no?
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, it's there's no rules in this path,
Right.
except what works.
Was there something about either Timothy Leary or Ram Dass when the heat really came down on the mind-altering drugs, that then they dropped that and went and experimented with breath work to get the same result? Like the real heavy, you know,
Ram Dass, studying with various teachers in India and then coming back, they were doing breath work. I'm not sure if this is what you're thinking of, but all that was there. But those are all supportive practices. For him, his main practice was, and what he wound up with, and this is what I want to end with. And then if we want to talk more, we can talk over the cookies. But what he went in his last years, and in a way it was so wonderful that he couldn't talk much. Because if you listen to his early talks, and you can find all this stuff online, he was so articulate and so witty and elegant, and after the stroke he couldn't do that. So he had to distill it. It had to become very simple. It had to become more just presence, less being clever. Being clever can be a distraction. I mean, that's one of the challenges for me. On a good day, I'm good at being clever. That's not always useful. But so what it just got distilled down to for Ram Dass in his last years was just this simple mantra, which was, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. Now, just think a little bit for a moment what that means. It doesn't mean I'm sitting here trying to love. It means I am awareness. Right? I'm not any of the things I'm aware of. I'm not the body is the thing I'm aware of. I'm not the mind is the thing I'm aware of. I'm this open, aware space from the vantage from which it's all experienced. I am awareness. And the nature of that awareness is love, is complete openness. And this is just different words for exactly what I was saying in the meditation. Right, which is we just let go, we just rest in this open space, which is completely welcoming to whatever's there, not judging it, just letting it come and go. Another way to say that is, I am loving awareness. And if you go online, you can find on YouTube of him there, right in his last days, just sitting there and sharing, and there's some darshan going on there. It's very strong. Just come, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. So, may all beings swiftly realize their nature, their true nature, boundless, problem-free, happy, loving awareness, and thus may peace prevail everywhere. And that same aspiration in the traditional Sanskrit. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Thank you, Ram Dass. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. We have coming, well, we'll be doing this again 2 weeks from tonight. And also we have coming up a day-long silent retreat here on Sunday, February 2nd.
It's Super Bowl
Super Bowl.
Sunday.
Yeah, I found that out after I set the date. But awareness is like this big. Awareness is like this big, empty, super bowl. So go to the web, so you've all gotten an email about this, otherwise go to the website and consider coming, there'll be another Super Bowl.
And if you want to be on Dean's mailing list, if you're not, there's a list over here.
Yeah,
Is dat nou zo'n letter?
okay, good, good.
Thank you very much.